Hey yo, we talking about sports. And today we're going to talk about WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, who is now 22-0 from his victory in July 6th. Let's get right into it, man. Yo, I made a couple shorts, kind of coming down hard on Shakur Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? But it's for a reason. The one thing that puts a bad taste from Shakur Stevenson is the talking, the trash talking. You know what I'm saying? First off, let me say this. If you're a little older and you're a real boxing fan, then like some years ago, we couldn't get when you wanted to see the best fight the best, it took a few years, like maybe 6-7 years to see the best fight the best, like when Mayweather and Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? Fights like those. It took a few years. And that kind of was a bad stain on boxing. Like that was one of the politics that real boxing fans did not like. So they kind of switch it up. But now that they switch it up, I realize that old technique is more good than bad. Because everybody hollering they want to see Tank. Well, not everybody hollering, but they talking about Lomachenko supposed to be stepping to the side so Tank can fight Shakur. That will be the dumbest. That's career suicide. That is career suicide. Like, the only thing come to mind with me with that, and I'm saying this before I get to Shakur. The only thing come to mind with me with that is when Tank talked about Devin. And he said, yeah, I got Kama. He said, that's cool, all that's cool, but what's going to happen when I touch you? Because you ain't got the power to hurt me or knock me out. And that matter. When we want to say styles make fights, that should be a style people consider. A style of knocking, knocking your opponent clean out. If my opponent, he can have all the combos in the world, but if he not, boom, boom, if he not dazing me and them punches not hurting, I'm coming in. I'm gonna take two to give you a few, to give you this load, that one that's loaded up. Tank got all that. It's career suicide. Shakur chin ain't been tested. Like, he haven't even been in no wars. He haven't faced no adversities in the boxing ring. Like, example, Ryan Garcia got adversity. He got knocked down in a fight and came back and won. Devin Haney done been through wars. Devin Haney chin was tested way before he fought Ryan Garcia. That's probably why his team felt like it was cool for him to fight Ryan. So that's career suicide, man. Like, that's not a fight that's good. That's not a fight I want to see. That's not a fight that's good. If you're a real boxing fan, you do not want to see that fight. Plus the fact Shakur hasn't even earned that fight. Like, how you fighting C-level fighters and then go all the way up to Tank? But I'll get back to that later. But the one thing to me that hinders Shakur, because I made a couple shorts coming down on him, is the trash talk, man. Like, a lot of these young fighters, they want to follow the Mayweather pattern. All the way from the style down to the trash talk. But if you trash talking, you got to understand when Mayweather was doing it, he was backing it up. That's what made people so mad, you know what I'm saying? Because he was talking trash and it was just for show he was going to lose. And then he backed it up. And then, he generated more money off the hate. Now, people will say he got boring further down the line. But when an opponent turned the heat up, he made it entertaining enough. The Maidana fights, that's plural. The Mosley fight, the De La Hoya fight. So he backed that trash talk up. Don't get me wrong, Shakur Stevenson is a great talent. He is a great talent. But he hasn't shown nothing. He hasn't fought anybody. He called everybody else's opponent C-level fighters when all he fight is C-level fighters. Like, no, you got to back that up. You got to perform. You got to fight somebody. Like, when he been hollering Tank for a while, right? So, when Tank was having all these fights, who was he fighting? He didn't come across a Frank Martin. He didn't come across a Isaac Cruz. He didn't come across a Teofimo Lopez. He didn't even come across a Rolly Romero. He ain't come across Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Like, you got all those fighters. Gary Russell. He ain't stepped up. So those are different levels. Those fighters are on different levels than all the opponents Shakur Stevenson has fought. So, all the hype about him fight Tank, no. Fight somebody first. They call Frank Martin a C-level fighter, but understand, Tank had been to prison and had a layoff. We forget about tune-ups. Like, nowadays, tune-ups don't mean nothing. And that was an experienced tune-up. And also, I'm going to note that every time Tank fights somebody, people always say, oh, he ain't finna beat this one. And everybody was so sure Frank Martin was going to get him because he was a black fighter. We're going to quit doing that. But ain't no hate towards Shakur Stevenson. I want to see him flourish, but he was a part of the three-head monsters. Shakur, Ryan, and Devin. Ryan Devin has moved up. Shakur has idled out right here. Who would I like to see him fight? Gary Russell, Isaac Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Those will be good for him because I don't think he'll beat Teofimo Lopez. I don't think he'll whoop Tio. So, I don't know, man. Hopefully his team will get it together. But if his team send him in there to fight Tank, man, his team don't care about it. They trying to end his career. That's career suicide. Yo, that's my take on it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We talking about sports. Sports.